Today, my friends, I have for you a TH12 guide to the Yeti. We're going to be breaking down 3 different attack strategies that work very well with it, and we're also going to give you some general tips on the Yeti and actually how you can use each of those within the strategies that I'm going to be providing. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the guide. So like I said at the beginning, we're going to be taking a look at these Yeti attacks, but not just that, but we're going to kind of also teach you guys how the Yeti works and all of that and how you can take advantage of it. So the first attack we've got here is a regular Pekka smash. However, we have the Yetis. Now the Yetis are not a funnel troop. They just don't provide that funneling aspect. However, what they really excel in a lot is either when they're hitting walls, they'll have their Yeti mites actually deal damage to those defenses. Now, one thing to consider is that you don't want to always bring a ton of them. Unless you're doing a Yeti smash, which we will be taking a look at later on, most of the time, you are going to be using them to support. Typically, this is what I see as the role of the Yeti in a lot of these Pekka-esque attacks, like Pekka Bo and Pekka Smash. It allows you to support your Pekkas and bowlers with those Yeti mites that come out from either the Yeti when they die or either when they take damage. So that's really something to keep in mind, because I honestly think that the Yetis have just a better overall coverage when they are supporting with the Yeti mites, and also they're just their own tanky bodies. So making sure that they're able to get as much value from tanking, at least, is what's really going to help a lot. Now, one thing is considered is that these guys can be sprung. However, when they're sprung, they will release the Yeti mites, and if they still have some left, they'll release at least 5 on death, which means that you should be completely fine to get those Yeti mites onto some defense. But let's also consider how you would do this with the regular Pekka Smash. So we notice that there's a double jump. So we can jump right here, and we can jump in about here. This gives us some good value. We can jump easily to the eagle. Remember that we want to set a funnel. But not just that, but in this example, we are going to see the brand new siege, which is the siege barrack. And what's really nice about it is it gives you a free Pekka. So what this does for us, at least, is it allows us to funnel out our Pekka, which then moves in, have another Pekka go in along with the rest of them, and have another Pekka create the funnel on the opposite side. So we have both sides of the funnel created, and we have a free Pekka going in, almost like we didn't lose anything. So that's what we want to consider. Then we also send in our bowlers, and then our healers to kind of support everything, but making sure that we are getting through a good chunk of the base in order to have those Yetis support. So as I said, or really what we're going to try and do here is really explain the Yetis. So we're going to kind of watch a little bit, and then we'll kind of explain the Yetis as they move through. The Yetis have a very unique mechanic in this game, or I guess mechanic, since what you can use it as is basically just to take out those defenses. Since those Yeti mites hop over walls, it's going to be very easy to completely take out a lot of defenses as the Yetis move in. So let's go and zoom in, and let's take a look. Let's mainly focus on the Yetis. And of course you can't see it right now because of the Grand Warden. However, you can see that the siege barrack was also being used, and we're allowing the wizards to pile up along with having that free Pekka. Now also that, if we take a really close look at right here, and you'll see that there was actually, I believe, a Yeti that did get sprung, and that's when the Yeti mites did pop up. However, you can see from the Yeti mites here is that they jump over those walls, and they actually will be able to go over to those defenses. Now, sometimes their pathing is going to be really weird, like you saw right there. However, you can see how the Yeti mites are chipping away slowly at the Inferno. That's what you really want to consider when you guys are using Yetis. So the biggest thing for Yetis is obviously going to be that they have quite a bit of health, but not just that, but they have that unique mechanic of being able to weaken defenses as long as they're being hit. Which means that as long as they're taking a fair chunk of damage, you're going to be able to spawn a Yeti Mite. And that way, it will then do more damage. Remember, it does ×4 damage to defenses. So, they do a lot of damage to those defenses, meaning that it's going to be fairly easy to actually clear them through. So you can see that they are doing some sort of work here. So we still have one Yeti up, and you'll notice actually as well, the Yeti's like little basket, it's empty, which means that no more will spawn. Remember, you only get at max, I believe here at level 2 you might get like 8, because at max you get 10. But at level 2, I believe you only get 8, which means that, again, the basket's gonna be empty, which means you can't use anymore. So that gives you guys a little bit of a solid fundamental with the Yeti, and not just that, but with this attack and the new siege. So you can see the power of the new siege with the Pekka Smash. So let's go in and take a look at the Pekka Bo that we have here for you guys with the Yetis as well. Now again, we're not going to be looking at the new siege, however, we are still looking at the Yetis. And this is going to be the Pekka Bo. So, of course, like with any Pekka Bo, let's kind of break down what we're looking for. We're specifically looking for so much splash. We're looking for a lot of splash defenses. And by this base design, one of the first things that I noticed from here is look at all of this splash right there. That's a lot of splash. Take advantage of that, because your wall wrecker should be going in the direction of where the town hall is. So this is already giving us 3 wizard towers, 2 multi-infernos, an eagle, the CC, and like basically getting all the wizard towers and 2 multi-infernos. That's a lot of value. That's a lot of value for just a full-blown, just a regular Pekka Bo. However, we're bringing in the Yetis as well to support this Pekka Bo. Now, very similar to how the Pekka Smash was, this is almost the same army composition. So, obviously, you know, you're going to have your Pekkas, you're going to have your bowlers, but then you also have the Yetis as well to provide that support for both of them as they move into the base by taking out other defenses. One thing to really kind of note on is that the Yeti Mites actually have a fair share of health. They can actually tank quite a few shots before being taken out. So it is definitely a little bit of a tanky little thing compared to like a skeleton. I thought they were going to be like that. But you can see from this right here, we have our Pekkas, our wall wrecker, our bowler, our healers, and then lastly, our heroes and our Yetis. And as the Yetis move in, we want to make sure that they are still taking damage and still being healed up at the same time. Another thing is we also have the king going on the outside. This is something that I think is really important with any Pekka and bowler attack that you may use. So like Pekka Smash or Pekka Bo, you want the king to stay on the outside. You do not want the healers locking onto him, since the healers have a smaller hitbox in terms of their healing. It means that it would be more focused on the hero rather than the Pekkas and the bowlers, and also the Yetis. But yeah, you don't want that to happen, so making sure that you can cut the funnel off with the king is what you're trying to look for. So as we're watching this going through here, we do have Yeti Mites that are spawning. And I forgot to mention with the other one, Grand Warden ability. It should be used over as many of those troops as possible to protect them over the eagle. And also, if we're just taking a look at the Yetis themselves, we still have 2 Yetis up. As long as they are taking damage, they will spawn in their Yeti Mites. So you can see that once that giant bomb goes off, most likely we will have a few of them spawn. But definitely, like, with anything, this is a very solid one, because now you have something that is supporting your Pekkas and your bowlers as they move through. Then really, realistically, all you have to do is try and prevent, or at least try to get rid of the other multi-inferno. If we take a look at them, take a look at how that one Yeti did get taken out, and it spawned 5 of those Yeti Mites. So definitely, of course, it was able to get through that part of the base and actually was able to clear out a defense. So with all of this, the Yetis are still really strong, and you notice how much they supported this push. They supported it all the way down to the town hall area. That's a lot of value for just a Pekka Bo Bat. Of course, the base design was not the best at defending it. However, what this did do right and what it showed you was that it is basically a support unit. It's supporting your push. It's supporting everything. If you guys have watched the Town Hall 13 live stream, you guys may have seen a hog attack with the Yetis. And what's really important is that with that, a kill squad can be supported very well with just the Yetis and the heroes. The Yetis will support themselves and the heroes as they move through by using the Yeti mites to take out defenses, and that's what you really want to try and take advantage of. So let's go ahead and take a look at our final example, which is going to be using the Yeti Smash. So the last one we have here for you guys is going to be the Yeti Smash, and just like the Pekka Smash, it's basically just using the Yetis to get into the base with the double jump. That's about it. So specifically, let's kind of go over a few specific things. So for one, your Yetis are going to be there to be able to provide support for your other Yetis. This way you're going to be getting a lot of good damage on the defenses, and it will control the pathing for your Yetis as they move through the base. Since a large portion of these defenses that you see are mostly on the outside / inside the base, so there are no real storages in the core of the base, except for the town hall and the CC, of course. And mainly you can see that specifically from this is that's where a large majority of those Yeti mites are going to be, meaning that we can offer support to the other Yetis with the Yeti mites. So just consider this when you guys are using this. But another thing is the double jump placement. And with this base, we want to kind of take a look. We can get into this multi-inferno easily and also get through the eagle, or into the eagle compartment / town hall, and get through that completely as well. So it's not too difficult with the double jump. Just make sure that you're using them really well, so then you are still supporting your Yetis and your Grand Warden as they move through. So how are we going to create the funnel? So we have the Queen Walk that's going to be walking on one side of the base going down, and we have the King who is going to make his way around to cut that off, clear that entire side, so that then all they have to do is move straight into the multi-inferno compartment, so that then all he has to do is just clear that side out and you got it. So just make sure that you're doing so. So you make sure that you're setting a funnel here, and you're setting a funnel here, and possibly getting rid of all of those trash buildings that will now allow you to send in your Grand Warden and your Yetis into the base. That's what you're looking for with the Yeti Smash. It's not too difficult. Now, one last thing that we want to talk about is going to be using the back-end Stone Slammer. And on this example here, we are going to have our Queen get down low to here, which means that we want to be able to use our back-end Stone Slammer to clear out some of these defenses going along this way. That's what we want to do. Since this entire core is going to be gutted thanks to the Yetis, we should be able to use the back-end Stone Slammer to get through the back-end portion of this base, which is going to be fairly easy for us, especially with the back-end Stone Slammer with max loons. Those are really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We also have a poison, a heal, a freeze, and also a haste. Haste specifically for the back-end loons. Always bring that. It's just a huge help in general. We also have the poison for the CC. If it's a damage CC, or if there's a balloon in that CC, then we can deal with it. And the freeze can be used over the town hall / eagle, or the multi-inferno. So it's just depending on how they're placed, but that's the thing that you need to consider when you guys are doing the Yeti Smash, that you really want to try and make sure that you are creating the funnel. Like we see right here, a funnel has been created on both sides. It's going to be fairly easy for us now to use the double jump and actually get to that multi-inferno very easily. Now this is going to be where we kind of get to show you guys those Yeti mites in action, and not just that, but also show you guys how just all these Yetis themselves and the Yeti mites moving in. The Yetis are going to be getting support from those Yeti mites. So you can see that they are splashing onto the town hall. They're splashing onto the eagle. They're just doing a lot of work. You see that we also have the back end stone slammer going along with the Yetis as they're moving on their separate area. So you can see as the Yetis or the Yeti mites as they're moving through, they're just cruising to take out each of those defenses and start just slowly chipping away at them. That's what you want to do. Notice how they are dictating where their pathing is going. They did clear up this entire side here. They could have moved over here. However, the Yetis were moving down this way. This now has the Yetis moving down towards that direction. So the Yetis themselves offer support to each other with those Yeti mites, which can really be a very, very huge factor in terms of getting a lot of good value. So the Yeti mites themselves are very strong, and I would definitely say that the Yetis are tanky. They really do provide that support for the Yeti mites and vice versa. So 100%, this is a very solid troop in my opinion. And looking at these 3 different examples, it gives you guys a very good idea of how you guys can use this attack strategy at Town Hall 12. And not just the Yeti Smash, but any Yeti attacks in general. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, why not leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see a full-blown, just a Yeti video where I show you guys some different Yeti attack strategies, or if you guys want a video where I talk about a specific Yeti attack strategy. So let me know in the comments below. And also feel free to join any of the clans that I am covering, all their requirements, and also their Discord servers are in the description below. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to also follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link down in the description as well to that, and also feel free to join my community Discord, which is all linked in the description below. With that being said, that's gonna do guys for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.